Hello, Santa Monica, and welcome to this week's Blue Notebook Review. My name is Sergeant Rick Verbeck with the Santa Monica Police Department, and I'm here to be your host as we guide through the week of July 27th to August 2nd. And as always, if you want to read the Blue Notebook in its entirety, go ahead and head over to the description and click on that link. And here we go. This week, we responded to over 2,300 calls for service. This brings us to just under 71,000 calls for service your police department responded to. 60% of those calls were made by you, while 40% were self-initiated by the men and women out there dedicated to keeping your city safe. Of those 2,300 calls for service, 69 of them led to arrests. Seems like our weekly 30-70 split continues for this week as well. Our motor officers conducted 35 traffic stops and issued 29 citations. In between radio calls and self-initiated activity, our patrol officers conducted 94 traffic stops and issued 17 citations. Now let's talk about patrol officers. Here we see how several of those traffic stops by patrol officers led to some higher level arrests. Officers stopped a bicyclist at Lincoln, Colorado, which led to an arrest for an outstanding warrant and possession of meth. A pedestrian was stopped in the 800 block of Lincoln that led to an arrest for a no bail warrant. They even found a car that was already parked and found that driver had a no bail arrest warrant as well. Our DART team made 11 arrests that week. A couple of their arrests stemmed from low-level violations. They stopped an individual on the beach for removing trash from a city trash can. Turns out, he has an active LAPD warrant for kidnapping. They contacted another individual for being under the pier. He was found to be in possession of a meth pipe and was a sex offender who failed to register since 2023. Our crime impact team took a multi-discipline approach in combating crime this week. They conducted a livability operation, a multi-unit crime suppression in the parks, traffic operation, and a narcotic suppression operation. All that led to 23 traffic stops, 12 citations, 6 misdemeanor arrests, and 5 felony arrests. They even made time to handle 15 radio calls in between all that hard work. Oh, and this is interesting. Looks like they had a fugitive extradition arrest for a suspect wanted in a murder from 2022. Good job, team. Our community engagement team is working with code enforcement and the city manager's office to strengthen our noise ordinance citywide. This is an attempt to have a more effective noise policy to improve our residents' quality of life. It looks like our community engagement team is continuing to work with the Waymo Depot concerns. So this is a good reminder. Let's get the camera. This is a good reminder that sometimes when you call in for a complaint and you don't see an immediate result, it's not that we're not doing anything. There's just a lot of work that happens behind the curtains that you don't see. So I know they're working with different entities. I know they just had even a meeting today. Like they're working to solve this problem long term, not just put a Band-Aid on it. So please be patient. But trust me, our team is working. So aside from handling long-term issues and engagement with the community, 2 of our NROs responded to a prowler knock call, where the suspect climbed a tree and entered a home through a second-story window. They found him exiting the front door and ultimately arrested him. This is a good reminder. If you do want a security assessment of your property, either residential or commercial, contact our team, and we'll go out there and find all the weak points, how to strengthen certain areas, lighting, locks, a bunch of different things. And it looks like our crime prevention coordinators completed this year's Spanish Community Academy. The Huntley was gracious enough to host a graduation and provide our Spanish Academy with a memorable evening. So thank you for those that partook in this year's Spanish Academy. And internally, to our staff, thanks for helping out. Our help team conducted 115 self-initiated stops, leading to 18 citations, 1 felony arrest, and 3 misdemeanor arrests. They also referred 8 individuals to our city's Samuel Shell program for long-term assistance. And it looks like our help team is working with the Santa Monica Housing and Human Services to create a vehicle habitation ordinance for individuals sleeping in their vehicles throughout the city. Our help officers were in Palisades Park enforcing after-hour violations. An individual was yelling and refusing to leave. He struck one officer before being subdued and handcuffed. And while handcuffed, he was able to kick another officer in the face. He was arrested for felony charges, including battery on a police officer. From our animal services, it looks like there are continuous reports of 2 aggressive coyotes in the 400 block of San Vicente. Our animal control officers have increased their checks of the area in an attempt to capture the coyotes. So when you're out there walking your pets or just taking a stroll, please be safe. Be mindful, look around. It looks like we still have 40 cats and 27 dogs ready to be adopted and given a forever home. If you're looking to add to your family and rescue one of these cats and or dogs, then please stop by. If you don't believe in love at first sight, it might just change your mind when you look into their eyes. I'm sure you all remember the tsunami watch that was activated. Well, our harbor officers worked alongside numerous city entities in evacuation and safety planning. They also took Monica 1 offshore to monitor the hazards. Just an amazing example of our men and women putting your safety before their own. And that, my friends, is the conclusion of this week's Blue Notebook review from July 27th to August 2nd. Now, if you stuck around this long, let's get into the comments, huh? All right. From Mom, good job. Thank you, Sergeant Verbeck. Thanks, Mom. Just text me. You don't need to respond to these. From Estrella Landon and Trail Bunny, clapping hands. Allow me to return that favor to you. Thank you very much. From Cool Arrow 68, laughing and eye roll. Little mixed emotions on the videos. I get it. But it's okay. Thanks for watching. From Armando Lopez. That name sounds familiar, I think, from last week's comments. Love this, Rick. Winky face. Right back at ya. Amanda Best. Interesting. Thanks for all you do. You're very welcome. And thank you for being interested in what we do. Oh, here's a long one. D-Ray. D-Ray. I remember you from last week. Okay, let's see. This week. This report via video is excellent. Well, thank you. Every Sandlock resident needs to hear this great work by so many different parts of our police department. What impressed is the emphasis that reporting a small crime can lead to the arrest of a larger crime or a wanted criminal. So we all need to play a part of saying something when we see something. Can't agree with you more. Thank you, officers. This resident is very grateful. Well, thank you. You actually, last week I promised you how to look up the Blue Notebook if you don't have social media. So let's just get to our website. So if you look here, all you have to do is go to santamonica.gov/police. Don't worry about the departments part. It'll just auto-populate that. But santamonica.gov/police, and then just scroll down. Keep scrolling. And there you go. And now you actually can see why we call it the Blue Notebook, because every officer on the field carries one of these Blue Notebooks with them. You just click here, and it'll take you to the Blue Notebook. Okay. So, man of my word, kept my promise. From Tacklebox, BD, I don't know what that stands for. I told you to wear those water wings. I'm assuming you may reference to National Night Out when I got dunked a bunch of times. I know I gave you 24-hour probation for hitting the thing, but let's increase that to 48 hours. Just kidding. Rusty James, excellent overview. Thank you, Sergeant Verbeck and SMPD. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Rusty, or James. Mr. James, Mr. Rusty. I appreciate you. Thank you for saying that, and we will let our troops know. From St. Tessa, everybody knows you're nice. Well, thank you. I may have misread that, but it goes with your misspelling. From Alan Toy, Ricky, dude, this is terrific. I always knew you had a star quality. SMPD couldn't ask for a better representation. I love the format of this public service information presentation. Keep up the good work, and hopefully we'll cross paths again soon. Stay safe, brother. Alan, it's been too long, too many years. I hope you're doing well, brother. From Mark DiCarlo, this is pretty cool. Well, thanks, Mark. I'm glad you guys like it. From Leslie Bogart, thank you, SMPD. Appreciate you. Leslie, thank you. We appreciate you. From Debbie Mitchell, thank you so much for all you do. You're welcome, Debbie. From Johnny Chaffin. Oh, this is the opposite of what we've been getting. Infuriating, waste of resource. You guys don't even answer calls unless it's life-threatening. But you're spending time and money on a podcast. Well, Johnny, no. I mean, we have responded to like 71,000 calls this year. But I understand that we can also do better. So if there was a call that we didn't respond to, I do apologize. Let us know, and we'll try to rectify that. but we do try our best here. And spending money on a podcast. I wouldn't say this is a podcast. I say this more like information that we're just putting out. You may not be happy to know, but we will be doing a podcast. You just haven't seen it yet. But I did stop by yours, and I agree. I don't like wireless headsets either. So, that, my friends, concludes this week's Blue Notebook review. I hope you enjoyed it. I tried to do a little faster than the last one. I don't know if you want a longer format or shorter format. We'll just see what works. So until next time, Sergeant Rick signing off.